Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hey. How you doing? How was your weekend? Tell me everything. Welcome. You clicked on that link and it brought you through a magic portal here, my little place on the internet. This is Periwinkle Palace Arts, and I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I'm here with my bunnies, and we do art stuff here. That's what we're gonna do today. You ready? Okay, first we have to introduce the bunnies. Maya says good morning. She's feeling a little off today because we didn't watch LSU football this weekend. There was no LSU football this weekend. I didn't realize that, but we did watch the Saints, and they won for the first time in the season. I don't want to badmouth my favorite teams, but come on, people. You professionals. This is Maya. If you've been here before, you probably already know her. She is my fibromyalgia bunny, and we adore her. And she's gonna watch us color this spiral for a little bit this morning. Then she's gonna take a nap because she doesn't like the blinging. But she's gonna sit right over there. Yes, darling. Honestly, I think she's looking a little bit rough. I think she needs a bath again. I take her everywhere, so. This is Truly, this lovely little darling. She's a very shy bunny and has like a sweet, quiet voice. This is the trust issues bunny. As you can see, she likes the pants from the outfit that Maya likes. Maya doesn't like the pants, so. She has her little symbol on her. And she has this sweater that came with her, and she has a little duffel bag that she can take with her places too. And her name is Truly, and she does like the blinging. It's very calming to her. Is that? Yeah? Okay. And we also have a third today. They wanted to both come here. This is Trixie. And she's an odd looking bunny. She is the bunny that represents trichotillomania, which is a condition, or it can be a separate symptom for another condition, which is kind of like you compulsively pull out your hair. And I do that. Usually it's right here when I get really bad. That's why there's like a little bare patch right there. It's always on that side too. But I also I get hairs in my chin, and I'll pull those out. I'll sit and pick at my arm, my legs, anywhere I can find hair. So that's just an issue I'm dealing with a little bit right now. And also, we put a little bow in her hair sometimes. But this is sometimes helpful when I'm having those issues. I'll just sit and pull her hair off instead. I really think that the Bunnies shop should make like little toupees that you can buy separately. Are you gonna sit over there and remind me not to pick it myself? Yeah. Okay, lovelies. I wanted to show you guys something. Oh no, I have a bisexual hair, y'all. This happens when I don't grab all the hairs and put them into my pigtails. There's one in the back who likes to be bisexual because it bisects my hair. Get it? Okay. So I wanted to show you some of the books that I have. Oh my goodness, hold on. What do we need to do art? We need something cute in our hair. It's Red Day. Why? Because I don't like to look at myself if my hair isn't absolutely adorable. And we need coffee. Do you have your coffee? Go get your coffee. It's important. Okay. Not this one. Not this one. So this is the one I've been coloring pages out of. As you can see, it has an interesting name, yeah? So you can't tell what you're coloring before you color it unless you flip to the back. And I don't like to flip to the back until after I color it. This one seems to have all bad words in it. This is one that I'm working on right now. I love this book. Which way does it go? Yeah. This one has some really pretty designs in it. So I did this one. This was the first one I ever did out of this book. I did that with Spectrum Noir metallic colored pencils. They're nice enough. I think I used, no, I didn't. I used the Spectrum Noir metallic brush markers. Okay, I lied again. It looks like I used the silver brush marker and the purple, I don't know, it was in January. I did this one this weekend. And this is going to be, this is our mantra for the week. Okay? It says, I am surrounded by love and support even in the darkest of times. So, I'm going to leave that on my desk where I can see it. Anyway. I also like that they have like these little meditation sayings on the back of the page. See? They're different throughout the whole book. So this is another one that I work out of. And it's a little different. Instead of starting at the outside edges, you start in the center and go around. And they really confused my eyes when I first started doing these ones. But they're little creatures. They're very detailed. And I have this one, which is Disney Villains. And I like these two. I try to do these ones really nicely. I like that they're smooth. If you can tell the difference, some of them, like this one, you can see it's very, very detailed. Lots of little bumps in there and stuff. But the Villains one is really smooth. It does start on both sides. It's really fun to do these. And then we have this one, which is one of my favorites. It's also really smooth and it starts on both sides, but it's just musical icons. And honestly, I don't understand how these smooth ones make such a detailed image, but they do. All right, let me show you a couple more that I did this weekend. Well, not just this weekend. I have a bunch of them that I need to put into my portfolio. So I need to pull this stuff out of here. I also have these. They're just dots. I don't know why, but they kind of annoy me. I've done a couple of them. I don't know what this is exactly. I didn't do a great job on that one. Okay, so this is the one I started last week and finished. I don't know what happened to my greens. Apparently, I have two different color green micro Sakura Pigma microns, and apparently I was using both of them back and forth. So this is also from that same book. Again, you don't know what they are until you finish them. That's enough. This was the first one I did out of this book. Okay, and then out of the big one, the mysterious creatures. This is one of the villains from the Disney villains book. I'm not really sure what villain that is. I need to look it up. And then we have these. These ones are very detailed. So, I really love these. They're very good for just relaxing and stuff. But I do need to like put them in the portfolio. So we are going to work on this bling today. When I say work on it, I mean we're going to finish it actually. But I wanted to work on my little spiral this morning a little bit. I got an idea over the weekend, because sometimes when I start them, I try to just, instead of having to pick the color, because sometimes sometimes it's a little stressful to choose what color I'm going to do next. Because there's only so many colors to choose from when it comes to my Sakura Pigma microns. And I looked online this weekend to see if I could find more colors in the 003 or 005 size, and apparently I have all of the colors they sell. So anyway, Sundays are Rainbow Day. I started this on a Sunday, and so this is what we've got going on. I'm stopping them kind of in random places, the lines. I'm tracing the outside of the lines. I like doing it this way a lot. So, the upper line here on the green, I stopped right here, and then a little further back, I stopped the second green line towards the inside, right here. A little further back, I stopped the top one right here, and the bottom one right here. So I've done that throughout the whole thing. When I start coloring in the inside, I'm going to also try to blend them together. I just want to make it look interesting, and I don't know if it will, but I hope it will. I couldn't decide what color, and so, like I said, I just went, okay, we're going to do it rainbow. So these are all my 005 colors, except for the yellow. I don't have a yellow 005 or 003, so I used the 05, which worked out fine. So we're using the blue right now. Hold one moment. Where's my blue? Oh, there it is. All right. I'm just going to do this a little quietly for a little bit. Okay? Come on in. Talk to me. I'm here to do the art with you. We don't do tutorials here. We just chill, do art, and talk about stuff. My goodness. Okay. I've got it on my clipboard this morning just because I've got the diamond painting underneath it. So on the diamond painting, there's like a space this wide on that edge that we need to do. And to do that, I've decided we're going to take it off the mounting, and that way we can get to it, because the edge is curved. I didn't have the greatest time measuring it, so I accidentally made it mounted it a little bit too far to that side. Oops. Okay. So blue. My hair is starting to get frizzy for the winter. Let's see. I had a pretty great weekend. I did get to see my boyfriend, which was so great. We have a like semi long distance kind of relationship. He lives about an hour away from me. And so I don't get to see him very often. But I talk to him every single day, all day. We did not hang up my background this weekend because I just really didn't have what I needed to hang it up from the roof. But then I went on the internet this morning and I found a kind of freestanding stand for it that I think will work a little bit better to put behind me in this particular space. So that's what we're gonna do. I asked the husband to buy it for me. He didn't say if he would. I should ask him if he's gonna buy it for me or not. If you missed me changing out my nails and doing the set, I did this last weekend. There's 2 streams, I think, of that. And this weekend, I couldn't close my hands all the way. I could not close my fist all the way. The nails were stopping me from being able to close my hands. And I also couldn't do this and bend them any further than that. And that's just not good for me because my hands are problematic. So I trimmed them down. If you want to see how I did that, I did a thing that I've never done before. I got on my computer here and I recorded me doing the thumbs, shortening them and shaping them and applying the top coat back over them. It's really, really easy to do that when you're wearing long press-ons. In fact, I do it over and over as they grow out. But I didn't want to cut them. I really didn't, because I had to cut off some of the design at the bottom. But functionality is usually more important than cuteness. Usually. Not always. If you have to choose one. So I did that. And then that was about a 13-14 minute video. I didn't edit it. I didn't do an intro or an outro or nothing. I just wanted to get it done because, I couldn't function and my boyfriend was on his way over. And so I just recorded it and then I uploaded it. So I uploaded my video instead of doing a stream for the first time on Saturday. Go me. Also, celebration, we have 10 whole subscribers to our channel now. How exciting. Right? I think last week, the whole thing that I did, instead of going off the internet at lunch, I just kept going until I was done with the task all last week. I liked that. It's a little bit discombobulating because lunchtime has been at the same time for the past freaking 15 years, so that's a little weird for me. I don't do well with routine changes, but sometimes they're necessary. So as we figure out this whole streaming thing, we'll get there and have a pretty stable schedule. But for right now, I come here to stream pretty much every Monday through Thursday around 8:30 a.m. That's Central Standard Time. And I was staying here until around 11 and logging off. And then I was trying to come back for an afternoon stream. That wasn't working out for me, was it? I was never coming back for the stream. I get this wave of exhaustion that hits me around 11. And really all it is my meds. Either wearing out from the morning dose or kicking in from the afternoon dose. And it just puts me in a really weird situation physically for a little bit. And then once I get through it, I'm usually just tired. So it feels a little better to me to just kind of keep going instead. So I listen to music all day. I'm going to try a little trick that my boyfriend told me about this weekend. I'm going to try it in a couple of days to see if I can get away with playing music as long as I put like a disclaimer. And we'll see if YouTube like snags stuff. But for now, there is a little screen share at the bottom of your screen on that side. And that's my Spotify mini player, so you can see what I'm bebopping to. I went to my building this weekend and was able to get most of the mounts that I bought that are going to reconfigure my studio cameras. But the thing is that I bought them specifically for when I move this desk to the building, because that's eventually going to be my recording studio. So I bought cameras. There's wall mounted laptop trays that move, keyboard, monitor holding things, all of that. They'll go on the right side of me and mount to the wall, and I'll be able to pull them over the desk. And then all the cameras are supposed to go around the front of it. Well, situations change, and I won't be moving into the building until after we actually move to the new house. And we have to move the building to the new house and then run the electricity and stuff to it. But it's just a lot to move out there. And then I'll have to take everything down in there and move that stuff before we can move the building. So it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense for me to move out there yet. I don't know when we're moving. I guess it really depends on how long the contractors take to finish over there, so they're working on it. Give me a second. My husband asked me an important question. Okay. I think out of all of the books that I have of spiroglyphics, this one, the affirmations one for women, is... Yeah, I try to keep my phone out of the screen, my bad. Anyway, I think as far as detail, and maybe I guess difficulty, the affirmations book, this one that I'm doing right now, has the most detail, and it is kind of the most difficult, but this is the method that I've come up with for attacking these, is I actually outline all of the lines first, and then I come back and fill them in. And what that does is it doesn't really stop you from going out of the lines when you color it in, but it does give you an outline. If you make the lines inside kind of thick, then you can kind of just color in the inner lines of color and not so much go over the edge, if that makes sense. I don't have very much shakiness in my hands this morning, but they hurt. So that's the other reason that we're doing the bling today, because when it comes to the crafts that I do, blinging is actually the easiest on my hands. There's no pressure that I can apply, really. So a couple of people have recommended that I create a Substack. I don't really know what Substack is, but been told it's kind of like Discord. I might do that. You guys let me know if you want me to do that. Because I'm supposed to have the WordPress site set up, but I've struggled really with getting that set up. And maybe a Substack would serve that purpose. I could just have my website for here point directly to the Substack, like do a URL redirect. I'm just super frustrated with the WordPress stuff. Especially because I used to know how to do that stuff, like, off the top of my head. But it's very confusing to me now. And, oh, in case you guys don't know, as far as the content and the cameras and all of that stuff, it's just me here. Just little old me. Me and the bunnies. Sometimes my husband can come into the chat and hang out with us. But this is my deal. This is my thing. So if things happen slowly, okay. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going anywhere. If we stay small forever, I'm good with that too. Oops. Not supposed to be a bump in that line, but oh well. I was eating some chicken this weekend. It was very tender chicken. But all of a sudden, there was crunching in my chicken. And so I pulled that piece out of my mouth. And what I found in there was 2 little pieces of my tooth. My teeth kind of are screwed. Medication related side effect issues. I've lost most of my teeth, and the rest of them are just crumbling. I have no enamel left, and it's very upsetting sometimes, because the only reason I lost my teeth and had to have them taken out and everything is because I wasn't informed on the fact that the medications I were on could do that. If I had known, I might have been able to do something to prevent it from happening. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't have any top teeth. And eventually, the rest of my teeth, the bottom teeth, will all be pulled out. I've got 3 that are broken on the left side of my mouth. And I've got 1 that's broken on the right side of my mouth. Right now, I can still eat on the right side of my mouth. It's not the left side. I say all that because I also have an issue with grinding my teeth. Not so much grinding my teeth as it is clenching my jaw, which is more like constant pressure against my teeth. And I don't realize when I'm doing it. But if I notice that I'm doing it a lot, as in my jaw starts to hurt, my teeth start to hurt, I have to do something about it. Which is why, every now and again, you will see me sit here with a pacifier in my mouth. Now, I used to use baby pacifiers, but it can be a little difficult because they don't really fit your mouth well as an adult. Even the toddler ones, the older aged ones. So it actually positions my jaw in a bad way that can make it even worse. So I have a couple of pacifiers that are actually made for adults. Just giving you a little forewarning about that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for right now. A wacky fire, yes, that's what I have. I have wacky fires. That is what our youngest used to call them. It's my wacky fire. That child used to walk around with 3 of them connected together, just hanging. Okay. Oh no. What is this? Okay. Let me move these things. We're going to take the bling and we're going to take it off of the board that it's mounted on. And then I'm going to have to see how to arrange it on the desk so that I can work on that edge. I don't know how this is going to go, but you know what? The goal here at Periwinkle Palace Arts is that I show up. Sometimes that's all I can do. Sometimes I can't plan this stuff out. I just show up. And whatever happens after I get to my studio, that's what happens. Let's see. Got me a little cutter here. I'm gonna move these for a second. I'm trying to find something magnetic to put that on, but I don't see anything over here just right at the moment. All right. All right. So this is the edge we need to do. I'm going to do the entire edge all the way up and down. If you can see this, some of the spaces I accidentally folded over the board, so I can't put them on there. So what we're going to do is flip this over. And we're just going to cut it off of the board. Okay, buns. I'll put you back up there in a minute. So I'm just cutting the tape along the edge of the border. I'm trying not to cut through the board, but sometimes it happens. I got 3 bunnies at the desk today. I couldn't decide because I'm having trust issues with myself and I'm having serious issues with picking my hairs right now. So I have Maya and Trixie and Truly. They say, "Hi, Daddy, hi." Please come off of here. I tape these things down really good and then I can't, like, my mouth is so dry right now, which is the problem that the medication gave me. And I just thought, oh, it's just a dry mouth. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, it is. The saliva in your mouth is extremely important. Because if you don't have saliva in your mouth is not producing enzymes that kills bacteria in your mouth. Maybe I should have cut this off on the other side. Let me do the other long edge. I'm going to cut across the top here. I am struggling a little bit. Actually, this is why I haven't cut that big paper yet, because my hands are not exactly cooperating with me when using sharp objects right now. But this is what we have to do, okay? Give me a second. I know you guys can't see this on the camera. Okay. So all we need to access is this area over here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half outwardly. You never ever ever want to fold these or roll them towards the inside with the actual drills on the inside. They'll squeeze together and pop off. Let me see what I'm doing here, and then we will adjust the overhead camera for that necessity. And I don't want to crease it, really. I do want to what's most important is that this edge is flat over here. So what I'm going to do is kind of going to tape it down to the table. Okay, give me a second. Here? Yeah, that should work. So we're just going to go right across here, then we'll flip it over and do the same thing. Let me grab my tape. This will flatten out, I promise. Sometimes you just need to stop and hug a bunny. There we go. All right, hang on. Oh man, I'm destroying everything. Here we go. It's Maya, Truly, and Trixie. Yeah, it will flatten out. I just need it to be flat enough for me to work on it at the moment. Hopefully that will be good enough. All right. And really this is just a canvas with some adhesive on it when you come right down to it. So as canvases do, it will flatten, I promise. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and pull some of this off. Well, I don't know why I did that. My bad. Let go. Tape sticking to tape. That's my favorite thing. Not. Okay. I need scissors. There we go. I don't know why I need scissors. I have my cutter right there. All right. Here we go. Oopsie. All right. Now, last week I mentioned we were going to start doing something called good news here. And we are. But first I have to find good news. What I meant to do that over the weekend. I meant to do a lot over the weekend. I always do. See, I have this thing where like I believe that I can do 10,000 things when really I can only do like 5 things. It's one of those things we go through, you know, having to adjust. I wanted to show you guys this. So this is a multi-head placer, or a multi-drill placer. And I don't really have a pen I can show you right now, but instead of just having one put down at a time, you could swap this out and you put like a few of them in a line. So I'll try to show you how to use that, but I'm not good at using them. I don't like using them, but I do want to show you that that's an option. Can you hold that for me, Maya? Thank you, darling. Okay, you gonna take your nap now? Maya's taking her nap. When I got these bunnies, I was not aware of the kind of unique and different personalities they would have. I did not also know. I also did not know that they would all have different like things that different arts that I do that they like. And Maya really doesn't have any interest in blinging. This is not her craft. All right. So I'm going to start with the color, and I'm just going to go down. I'm not going to do the colors in the order I usually do. I have some little up in here. What is ugh? Ugh is like things stuck to the canvas. Let's get a little wax. A little bit of wax. And we're starting with stars. You guys see this area here? Okay. This might be a little bit more difficult than I was thinking. All right. Let me go and find some good news for you guys. Couldn't find Safari. There we go. I don't know. This bump in this might be making this more of a problem than I realized. We're gonna go with it though. Shame on me. I just realized I've been watching news this morning and I didn't mean to. Let me change here. I'm supposed to be watching art stuff. Okay. There we go. Draw anything with 3 easy steps. Cool. Alright, I found a story. Let me figure out how I can share this with y'all. I don't want to just read the whole thing. And also, there's some TikTok links in there. I do not like TikTok, y'all. But for a good news story, I guess I can handle it. I'm really messing this up, I guess. I'll just have to straighten it really well later. Okay, let me show you guys, if I can, how you use a multiplacer. I don't have a pen I can put it on. But basically, to use it, you want to shake your tray a little more than usual and kind of do like that, so you get these little lines. And then you take the multiplacer. It has like this long straight hole in it of a lovely lady. I don't know the reference here. Anyway, so you put it on there and you'll line it up with a bunch. And I guess you can't really do that unless you have wax on it. But that's what you do. You line it up and then it'll pick up a bunch of them and then you can put them down like that. But I'm not good at them. I guess next time I do a bling, I'll find another pen. I found a story of a lovely lady. Maybe. I think there's a lady in it. It says, 5 ways people are going all in this week. From the silly to the sentimental, here are 5 ways people on the internet have been giving it their all. So, that's the title. Here's a story of a lovely lady. Yeah, pretty much. I just got it. Who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold like their mother. The youngest one, in curls. My hair has the frizz today and it's bothering me. Maybe if I pull it tighter against it. Yeah, there we go. And actually, this is why I mount diamond paintings on the foam core board, because I like it to stay stretched tight so that I don't have to fiddle with it. But I also wanted to show you that you don't have to mount them. I do a lot of stuff that's just extra so that it works for my processes and my needs. So after I finish this, there's like a couple more steps that I need to do before it's finished and ready to hang. One, I'm going to run a strip of tape across the entire surface to pull off any of the fuzzes that I can get off of it. Then, I don't know if you can see it. Well, you can see it right here. Around the edges of the entire diamond painting, there's this additional adhesive that sticks right there. And all it is it's the adhesive from the middle of the canvas, and it overlaps a little bit. But it gets really dirty and kind of grungy, if you can see right here. So I've been experimenting with different ways to like deal with that. I have tried removing it with like scrapers and stuff like that. I tried removing it with acetone on one of my previous ones, and that didn't work out well, and I had to buy another whole kit. I've also painted the edges of them, but I think this time what I'm going to do is I have these little rolls of It's not ribbon, but it's like a ribbon, and it's just like little sparkles on a ribbon. And I don't know if I have enough, but I know where I got them, Dollar Tree. So I think I'm going to hot glue some of those strips around the edge, and then we'll trim the canvas, and after that we'll get the hangers that I use. Now I don't like the hangers, they're magnetic. They're supposed to hold the thing, but they don't. So what I do is I hot glue them to the canvas, and that's what we do. So I'll show you guys all of that stuff. And if I am reading my interest correctly, I'm pretty sure that we'll be moving shortly from working on diamond art into working on actual nail art for a while. So basically I'll clear off my desk again, and I will set the nail stuff up that I need to work on nail sets. And so we'll still be going between nail art and coloring, but we'll be putting the diamond art up for a little while until I'm ready to do another one. It depends on what my mind is craving at the time, as far as like what kind of things that I do on a regular basis. And I have quite a few side projects to do as well. There's something in there. Alright, so that's all of the stars right there. Let me grab some H's. I think for today, to do the news story with you guys, I'll just put it on reader view and show you on my iPad right here on the table. I'll lay it down. I think that could work. If it doesn't work, oh well, we'll try something else tomorrow. I think one of the best options will be in the end for me to put another screen share up on a scene in OBS, and then I could just use that screen share when we do our news. Let me put my feet on my footrest so that I don't hurt myself. Being difficult. I might have to smoke in just a second. Yep, I think so. Ew. Okay, next we have some W's. So, I did not, as I intended, do this entire thing on the stream. Because on times when I'm not feeling great, I was stuck in bed, so I did a lot of it in bed, off camera. If on the next one that I do, you guys would like to see the entirety of it, I can maybe try to do them all on camera on the stream, or when I work on it off stream, I can just upload that video, because I know how to do that now. Say strange things to feel. Yeah, I can't even straighten these really. Well, the canvas is bent. It's okay. Pardon me a second. This pipe is really super ugly. I'd like to get a new one that's pretty, but if you haven't been here before, I am a medical marijuana patient, and a little while back I decided that it would be easier for me to get through the day in the stream if I just went ahead and smoked when I need to, even if I'm on the stream. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it is medicinal. And it's legal for me to do it. Most of what I use as far as medical marijuana is CBD, but I do need the THC component as well. I'm very careful about what strains I use, stuff like that. But today, I don't actually have my CBD. I haven't had it for like about a week. Well, I have some, but not my usual, I don't know what I would call it, prescription. So I'm feeling a little bit off. Plus, I had a very exercising weekend this weekend, so. Oh, what am I doing? I am always off. But sometimes I'm slightly on. It way is. Next we have some ease. Now, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, what I'm using, how or why, just feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. By which I mean I don't have all the answers, and I'm not teaching this, I'm just doing it. But I do have a lot of tips and stuff. I'm not a professional, okay? I'm not doing tutorials here. I'm just doing art and hanging out with you guys. Easy breezy, simple. It's a trash straw. Oh, Reese. Pick that up, my dude. Reese knocked over my foam call board. I'm gonna do it him. I have some Y's. No, Reese, what are you doing? Hang on, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go lay down. Did I whack you, buddy? I didn't mean to. I think I caught him on the top of his head with the corner. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. My hip just popped, so. 1 second. I can see the tiniest little flecks of anything in here. Drives me crazy. Which is why I really, really prefer doing square ones. We'll get there. I think that it's not his fault. I think someone told me this weekend that something's broke in the van, so that's why it goes off every time he tries to go in the van. But I pick on him. I'm like, hey son, maybe you can't drive it if you can't stop setting the alarm off in the morning. Alright, so the hip popped. Got through that. I am still learning how to use these nails. They are still longer than I normally wear nails, but when I do my nail art, it's like I do them almost as long as I can make them, because that's a lot of nail real estate that you get to do tiny painting on, and I love it. But I always have to end up trimming them down after I apply them, because I couldn't function with those things. I could not use my phone. I could not text. I couldn't close my fingers all the way. Like, so we had to take off some length. So, this is me getting my exercise, okay? When I am struggling, I try to still be active, and I do that by trying to get myself in as ergonomic of a position as possible, and also doing a lot of stretching, bouncing, anything I can do that is like low impact, to help me get moving better. So sometimes I start to bounce like this. It's because I'm exercising, technically. I feel like my heart rate jumps up so often, all by itself, that between all that time and also the bouncing and such, my phone should be able to figure out that I'm exercising, but it doesn't. Like, it doesn't. And, like, I forget to start my exercise workout. So, but I do find that if you have to sit a lot, just moving around as much as you can, even if you have to remain seated, helps. Additionally, if you are already sitting down on something to do these mini exercises, it helps to know that you're already seated, so you're less likely to fall. After kind of being stuck in bed for most of the beginning of the year, I am slowly working my way back up to being more mobile again. Some of it has to do with adjusting my to my variation in schedule for sleeping, which has impacted my basic level of my routine. and I'm having to figure out ways to function on less medication, and with the changes that it's thrown to my sleeping cycles situation. So between the medicine and the medicine changes and the changes to my routine, I'm having to find ways to slot the gradual incremental changes to what I need to do and when, in order to basically slowly prepare my body to move more, to get up more. Because when you've been stuck in bed for months, everything like tightens up. And so anytime I can, even if it's for a burst of like less than 30 seconds, I might jam out for a minute. It's also a music thing. The music helps. I highly recommend jamming out for like 10 words of a song if you feel like it. Anytime. Every bit of movement, as long as it's kind of low impact and somewhat slow, it counts towards making myself more and more mobile. Like, even the art, honestly. The thing is, I do these things with the intention of moving my health forward. Sometimes my health, in one way or another, will slip backwards. Like all the progress that I've made, right? It just, something happens. You have to have a surgery for some reason. You slice your foot open on something and can't walk. What else? You get COVID. You can't get your medication, and you're on various medications for various things. And every little change just throws you off. All right. I'm not saying I've experienced any of that. Yeah, I have. What I'm saying is that whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, I'm seeking all of it, all the time, every moment of every day. And in a large way, the art is a gateway to progress. I could say, oh my God, I'm shaking so bad. Look, I just can't do this. I may be disabled, but I'm still a badass. And I encourage you to say that to yourself. I may be, but I'm still a badass. I think I've done, pretty good at the very least. And we could ask the kids about this. I ask the kids about things like this all the time. Like, I think that we've always been pretty good about complimenting each other. Come on in. The little one just woke up. What was I saying? I could just say I can't do this, but I'm stubborn. And so I will just keep going until I get it. And there's a lot of benefit, to doing something small, in small increments, in small ways, but also doing things that you enjoy. And I'm sorry, I was just thinking about Julian's face. He walked to the door, opened it, walked around it, turned around, shut it, walked back to the room. And I'm pretty sure his eyes were closed the whole time. Anyway, we've always tried to just put positivity into each other. We compliment each other a lot. We try to be respectful of each other, and that respect goes in all directions. That kindness and positivity, we try to send it out to everybody in the family, so it's like not a ring or not a single person back and forth. It's more like a spider web of positivity that we try to throw around the house. For me, doing the art and learning to do the art. Ooh, which one was that? My ADHD is showing up hardcore right now. Doing the art, learning the patience, and being kind to myself, and being okay with the fact that my hands shake and I may fling some of these things all over the place. Or that, my hand be doing like this. Or it goes numb and I have to stop and take a break and just sit here and ramble for a second. That's why I do art. That's why I started doing art. I wanted to give my hands something to do, and they couldn't do the things they used to do. I didn't think I was a creative person until much later in my life. Like, I was doing stuff that, looking back, I guess is creative, but I never thought of myself as an artist. And I'm going to tell you today, if you're creating something, that's an artist. Because I think, honestly, your art isn't really dependent upon what you're making or creating. We all have a creative part of our brain. And it can be hard when you're struggling to get through every single day to think that something like doing some kind of art, picking up a hobby, or finding a new way to do something that you truly love is impossible. And I'm here to tell you that it's not impossible. It's not. In fact, I might endeavor to say that you might not have clicked on this video if you didn't have some kind of creative brain. Something going on in there. It made you curious. Curious is one of the things that leads to creation, inventiveness. And this right here is no different than when we do any other section of this whole thing. I'm just picking up the next one on the line as I go down instead of going through them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like we were doing. I need to go back and, what do you call it? Sand the little corners over here again, like I did in one of the first 2 or 3 videos of this little series. So next we have like 3 dots, 3 purple dots. If you know what some of these symbols are called, let me know. Because I don't know what some of these things are. Like, what is that? What is this one? What is that? I need to, I actually need to adjust my chair, but I cannot do it right now because my hands are, yeah, they're not cool with any kind of rolling at the moment. Okay. Are we having fun yet? How's your Monday going? Let me know. I get curious about the outside world, y'all. I don't leave my house unless I absolutely have to, or I absolutely want to. It's just too hard. So I stay here in my palace. And I don't bother anybody. I don't bother anybody. I don't know what that was. I sincerely don't like it when my camera um, is actually above me and I have to tilt it a little bit. I don't like it to look like I'm trying to alter the camera's perception of me, but I always be having to put the camera up like this just so that it can see over my laptop or whatever. Right now it's because it can't see over my laptop. I can barely reach it, in fact. So we've got some of these little percent signs. The pink percents. Here, here, here. Some here. Okay. I did open up the community section on our YouTube channel. You can click over to that if you want to see posts, or if you'd like to post your own art that you worked on while you were hanging out with us. You could put up your whips there. I will be putting polls there sometimes, and things that I have planned coming up. At least until I find a better way of communicating these things. Right now my communication is primarily like through Instagram and here, YouTube. So we're going to peel this back a little bit more. What did I do to myself? Hang on. All right. Yep. We're going to cut this piece off right here. I try to cut sideways somewhat if I have to cut through, because I definitely don't want to cut through. And I'm sure that when I flip this over, I will have several areas where I've cut through the canvas and I can fix it. I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, we're gonna go down here a little bit further with these, but not all the way, because I don't want to do, I don't want to try and do that on a crease. So we'll flip it over. Or something. I never know how it's gonna go. That's a thing that, I don't mean to be Pollyanna or, you know, whatever about it, but as you spend time with your creative endeavor of choice, you will improve naturally. What was I saying? I need a rewinder. as you do your art and you become more confident and things like that, you will start to develop an ease, kind of maybe in your chest, you know? As you start to let go of things like perfectionism, um, try to let go of, you know, stress. If you get into a routine of it, you know, your brain starts to relate to that time that you spend working on art as kind of like a relaxation moment. Your brain can start to let go of everything it's holding on to all day long. And that's a good place to start. That's where I started. To bring it back around, like, I never thought I was an artist. I never thought of myself as a creative. Until after I became unable to work and such. Had I not discovered that I can make pretty things, I yeah, my rewinder wasn't paying attention. I discovered I could make pretty things, and I wanted to make them, and discovered I was good at it. And because I enjoyed it so much, I found kind of that mental place where things seem to drift away and it's just you and your creation. And that place can be a very healing place to be. So I encourage you to stop believing that you are not an artist. Every single person in the world has creativity inside of them. And also, in a lot of ways, in today's society, I feel like we have options for getting around our physical difficulties to be able to do the thing that we want to do. So, if it's a matter of finding the right pen or figuring out a different way to do diamond painting that makes it easier for you. There's a lot of options for finding a way through the things that are obstacles. And that's how I see it. It's an obstacle. And it's possible to overcome obstacles no matter what, especially when you don't work and like you have all this time on your hands. Like, what's stopping you? And that's kind of like what I tell myself a lot. I talk to myself in third person. So if you feel judged or disagree with anything I said, I'm just like, When I say you, I kind of mean me. These are things that I tell myself all the time. And sometimes those things don't stick together. The thought runs into another thought, and it will always come back around later. Let's see. Twos. What time is it? I don't know if we'll get through all of this today. It's Monday. Messy Mondays. So these are the Aurora Borealis. Blings. I say blings and bling and the big bling and the little bling, and I'm blinging because for some reason diamond painting does not come out of my mouth easily without me flipping the words around, and it's hard for me to say. It's also hard for me to type for some reason. And so ever since I started doing this craft that somebody sucked me into doing and I fell in love with, I've been calling it blings. It's all blings. The first time I saw someone doing this, I thought it was like a bedazzler. I don't know if anybody here is like old enough to remember the bedazzler. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have a bedazzler, sort of. I have a grommet maker, whatever. I don't know what it's called. Whenever I go to work on that project, you'll figure it out. But bedazzling was one of my favorite things growing up. So I guess it's no surprise that I like bling. My arm keeps sticking to the tape. I don't like it. I don't like it when things stick to me. Which is a pretty funny thing to say, considering that one of my favorite things to experiment with is glues. Glue, tape, whatever. And I always get it all over me. I wonder how many conversations I've started during this stream that I haven't freaking finished. Oops, I dropped it. I'll just slide it right over there. What, dude? Reese is over there sneezing at me. It is 11:05. They can wait for a little bit. Not a long, long time, but a little bit. I think. I have a question that just went through my mind. I've not really looked into, like, what smart glasses can do or what they're supposed to do. I did see the epic faceplant that Zuckerberg had during his presentation of his glasses, the Meta glasses. But I really don't know what they're supposed to be able to do. So, I think I might look that up. Just like, I would like to dig into a little bit. And if you're wondering how that thought showed up in the middle of what I'm doing, I'll tell you. I'm constantly trying to find a really good way to basically have what I see on camera. Yes, I have action cameras. I have them. I have all the accessories. I have the things to put them on every part of my body, anywhere in the house. I'm sorry. I want to be comfortable while I'm doing my art. And, like, having this whole thing strapped on my head, not it. So, the reason it ran across my head is I was like, I'm pretty sure you guys really can't even see this, right? Let me see. Okay, I guess you can. But I was thinking it would be super cool if you could just see what I'm seeing at the distance that I'm seeing it. Why can't I put you guys right behind my glasses? And that's how we got to, I wanted to look up what actual glasses things are supposed to do. Smart glasses. Does anybody know? I mean, because for all we know, they could be totally lame. I haven't seen anything super exciting about them. I'm usually a little bit more up to date about what's going on in the technology world, but honestly, I let it slip, I guess, because, well, honestly, after, after somebody gave somebody a ridiculous golden statue award in a ridiculous golden office, okay, I got a little mad. So I kind of checked out of technology news for a few minutes. Plus my attention has been on the terrifying world. And I'm moving back away from that a little bit. So I guess it's time for me to catch up on technology. Okay. Put that one up. Anyway, these are the Aurora Borealis ones. I explained them a lot in the first, like, videos 1 through 4. Probably in every video I explain them. So if you want me to explain it here, let me know. If you'd rather just go look at another video to find it out, that's cool too. If you don't care, that is also alright. If you are sitting around doing art while we're chatting, why don't you go ahead and let us know what kind of art you're doing? What kind of art you are doing? It's still raining too. I can't even let you out, my dudes. Can't do it. I mean, I can pick you up and throw you out the door, but I don't think you will enjoy that very much. And I don't think I will enjoy the result of it very much, which will be me getting drenched by you. Not happening. You're not gonna go out there anyway. Does anybody else ever, like, babe? I just had two thoughts collide in my brain. And both try to come out my mouth at the same time and it didn't work. Bye, babe. Does anybody else ever have that urge where you feel like you have to prove to somebody else that your dog is too doing something? Or I don't know. Like, you have to show somebody. It's not necessarily proving to somebody. It's that you have to show somebody, like you go and you open up the back door while it's raining and your dog just sits there and stares at you across the room and will not go to the door because he knows it's raining, and you have to show somebody. So you're like, hey, look at this. This dog won't even go outside. I don't want to hear it later when he won't go outside. You have to have somebody there to share that moment with you because the dog is so silly. We're breathing. Let's do a little coffee meditation. Okay, everybody. The husband's left the chat. We can all talk about him now. I'm a little bit of a ridiculous person. It's okay, though. I'm okay with it. Okay. I don't even know where it went. Oh well. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. How you guys doing out there? See if I can turn in the chair a little bit. Here we go. All right. For me, doing things like this that require fine motor skills actually helps me to strengthen my hands, and I just go slower. I often have to remind myself, go slower. But I try not to have a feeling where I'm just going to give up, because
um, because my hands are giving me problems and it's so hard to do it. Uh, I'm just gonna come back to it another day. But that is one of the reasons that I have so many hobbies. It's not the only reason, but it's one of them. Is that when I can't do one type of skill, usually I can work my way around to finding another one that I can do. I'll give you an example. I do um, a lot more like painting and nail art and diamond art during the winter because they're low impact activities. And while they do require a certain level of fine motor skills, um, there's no pressure. Like, so I don't have to squeeze this very hard or anything. I'm just holding it, barely holding it. And I'm practicing. Everything that I do is practice. So it doesn't matter if I mess it up. And really, the only person who's going to get mad at me over my art is myself, right? Pardon my alarm. If I don't take my meds right now, people will fuss at me. So, I guess it um, really helps. What I'm trying to say is that you do something tactile with your hands if your hands are a problem. Yes, you can injure yourself further with repetitive motion stuff, but if you're careful and patient, um, just go slow. Slow and steady, which I hate. I have hated that phrase my whole life, but the older I get, the slower I have to go. Right? Isn't that how it works for everybody? And the reason I keep coming back to talking about fine motor skills is because these things are hard to pick up. And they're not any easier to pick up than with my fingernails than they are without my fingernails. Like, it's harder with the nails. But I just look at it as, okay, well, I'm exercising my hands to do that today. Maybe after your hands like warm up, so to speak, it'll just go easier. And like, I cannot do an exercise routine, honestly. I can't. I need something different every single time. So I just do whatever feels like it might be healthy whenever. So if I'm sitting in a chair, I might be stretching my feet underneath the chair. Okay, what we're going to do is this thing. I'm going to do all of these green ones, and then we're gonna cut it for the day. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Yeah, we're gonna end this right here for today. But we're not gonna go far. Hang on. Okay. I I don't want to stick that back down to itself. Let me... I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. Whatever. I'm gonna work on this for a little while. My hands have said they don't want to do that anymore. Okay, so we're gonna work on this. But first, I did promise that I would try to do a story.
This is a reminder. Need to take my meds.
It did. Okay.
This is a reminder. Need to take my meds.
So, you see this? Let's see. 5 ways people are going all in this week. From the silly to the sentimental, here are 5 ways people on the internet have been giving it their all. So, we've got some things here. 3, 4, 5. And it looks like there's links. Putting it in reader view is not working out. Okay. It says going all in is its own kind of magic. Whether it's a wildly energetic karaoke performance, a full-blown birthday bash for an elderly chihuahua, or an over-the-top homecoming proposal, more on that in a moment, there's something undeniably joyful about witnessing pure, unfiltered enthusiasm. Seeing that kind of passion and creativity, you can't help but smile. To celebrate that all or nothing spirit, we've rounded up some of the internet's finest examples, at least for this week, of people fully committed to the bit, prepared to be impressed, amazed, and maybe even a little inspired to go all in yourself. So I think we're going to do one of these. There's 5 of them, okay? So we'll do one, and then maybe another one tomorrow. You guys let me know what you think about this. I know it's weird, but I thought it would be fun. This high school biology project. So it's on TikTok, I suppose. Y'all, I don't even have TikTok. It is my face. Give me 1 second. This is bad. I'm so sorry. It doesn't recognize my face. And I'm not trying to, hang on. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Tell you what. I think I can figure this out. I can get better. Share to airdrop. On my phone. I know you guys can see my phone on the camera, so that's how we're gonna do it. I do have the TikTok app on my phone, okay? I do. I hate it though. Alright, here we go. So point of view, your biology teacher said write an essay on the respiratory system, but you made a music video about it instead. And it's singing no air, no air. I'm pretty sure I can't, play that out loud. That's cute. Let's see what it says. It says, "Oh, to be in high school again. The days where you could be as silly as you wanted and still somehow get an A for effort." The student made video, a project for biology class, explaining the respiratory system is the perfect example of a high school assignment, as well as a truly great example of someone truly going all in. Does this explain the respiratory system? Kind of. But is it full of creativity, passion, and genuine hilarity? Absolutely. The dedication it took to make the video alone and the enthusiasm of the kids that made it certainly deserves an A. So I'll put that, I'll share that video in the description below. It's pretty good, I have to admit. So that's good news. It's good news. TikTok has inspired people, students, to make full-on music videos of the respiratory system instead of doing an essay, doing a report. I would give them an A. I mean, I don't really remember much about all the details of the respiratory system. Please don't test me on that. But I'd give them an A. It seems like it's accurate. I'll leave that link in the description. Alright, guys. I am gonna get out of here. I need to be sitting on a softer surface at the moment, and we will come back tomorrow and we will try to finish the entire edge on the other side. We'll finish on the other side and this side, and then I'll be able to untape everything and we'll keep going. I have some other things coming up this week, and we'll do another part of that news story tomorrow, and I will try to figure out how to make that go better. I feel like we could all use a little bit of brightness, goodness in the day, and I'm so here for that. All right. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out. If you want to do something to those buttons down there that everybody's always talking about on YouTube, cool. If not, cool. And yeah, we did art here today, and that's what we came here to do. So what's that? She finally woke up from her nap. I swear she knows when I pulled this clipboard out. Maya, say bye. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for hanging out at Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I'm just here with my bunnies. We do art stuff, and I chat and chat and chat. I'll see y'all in the morning.